Hello, BookTube. I've got a bit of mail for you today on a Sunday morning. We've got one periodical and one book. We'll see if that stays true for the rest of the day. I have a feeling that I'm going to get a mail delivery today, even though it's a Sunday. I had a brief chat with the mail delivery person yesterday. Seems like there might be people who might do that today. In some places, maybe if there's a backlog. We shall see. But considering I usually get no mail on Sunday, I thought that this would work. And we'll start with the periodical, the Times Literary Supplement. And specifically, we'll start with a letter. I usually take you through the letters column of the Times Literary Supplement, just because it's often fun to see what pretentious people are doing, and also because some letters spark controversies. They spark debates that the TLS editors allow to happen in the letters column. And I think I found one that just might do that. This is from the very latest TLS, I believe. This is, March 14th. So the very latest TLS. And one of the letters is called The U.S. Civil War. Brian Holden Reed gets the origins of the American Civil War quite wrong. It was caused not by the Southern belligerents, but by Abraham Lincoln, who, despite receiving no votes from the South and being rejected by the vast majority of the U.S. voters in 1860, was determined to save the Union, which was only in peril on account of his election. Almost all educated Americans knew that the South had the right to secede. The Southern states only wanted to do so in peace and had no plans whatsoever to attack the North. But having deliberately manipulated the Fort Sumter crisis, Lincoln summoned a militia and illegally invaded Virginia in July of 1861. Fort Sumter was located in the seceded state of South Carolina, which had every right to repel federal forces. Lincoln had no greater claim to it than the British had to the forts they continued to occupy in the Northwest Territory after America seceded from the British Empire. So why did Lincoln start the war? Not to free the slaves. He agreed he had no authority to do that. In any case, he wanted to send black people back to Africa as he considered them biologically inferior. It was all egotism. Having become president after the first major election he had won, albeit with only 39.7% of the national vote, he wanted to rule every inch of the United States. He could not cope with rejection. I think it probably goes without saying that the writer of that letter is from the UK. I'd be willing to bet that letter is going to spark some responses. I am going to exercise enormous restraint by not responding myself. I had a letter 2/3 typed out and decided, no, I want other people to do this. First of all, I want to see if other people will. I want to see if other people will respond, especially Americans. Because although the writer is from the UK, this is a MAGA letter. And I want to see just how far the rot has gone. Will any American respond to this absurd letter? Will anyone do it, aside from me? If no one does for next week's TLS, then maybe I will write. I don't know if the TLS editors will want to pick a fight with something that for them is long in the rearview mirror. We shall see. Yes, that's why the American Civil War was fought, because of Abraham Lincoln's egotism. Because the one quality of his that all of his friends, all of his colleagues, all of his political friends, all his political enemies, all of his personal enemies, the one quality they could all agree that he had in abundance was egotism. So there's a letter for you to stick in your craw on a Sunday morning. Now we'll do the one package, and then we'll be done. We'll just do a very brief Sabbath day mail haul and see if we can maybe this will be about the American Civil War. Just nobody tell Bill Rutenberg that the American Civil War was caused by Abraham Lincoln's egotism. All right, okay, we have something from Tor. This is out already. Yeah, this has come out already. This is a trade paperback original at $20. This is Installment Immortality, an encrypted novel by Seanan McGuire. So the cover and the author, plus to a limited degree the publisher, lead me to think I know what this is, all of it, that I know everything about what this is. So let's see if the pub sheet can disabuse me of that. This is the latest in the author's Hugo Award nominated Encrypted series. I don't think I've read any of the Encrypted books. After 4 generations of caring for the Price family, Mary Dunleavy has more than earned a break from the ongoing war with the Covenant of St. George. Instead, what she's getting is a new employer in the form of an anima mundi, Earth's living soul made manifest, and a new assignment to hunt down the Covenant's agents on the East Coast and make them stop imprisoning America's ghosts. How would you imprison a ghost? All in a day's work for a phantom nanny, even one who'd really rather be teaching your youngest charges how to read. One ghost can't take on the entire Covenant without backup, which is how she winds up on the road trip with a still mourning Elsie and the slowly collapsing Arthur, both of whom are reeling in their own way from the loss of their mother. New allies and new enemies await in Worcester, Massachusetts. Goodness gracious, where the paths of the haunting leads. With the Anima Mundi demanding results and Mary's newfound freedom at stake, it's down to Mary to make sure that everyone gets out of this adventure alive. Okay. All right. I have not read any encrypted novels. Have any of you read any encrypted novels? Maybe you can answer some questions for me. Are all members of the Covenant of St. George men? And when we're told that Mary would much rather be teaching her youngest charges how to read, are any of those charges boys? But let's, and when we're told that Mary wants to make sure that everyone gets out of this adventure alive, does that include men? Or are they acceptable armitage? Are they acceptable losses, or even preferable losses? Let's see about Shannon Maguire, author of Hugo, Nebula, Alex, and Locus Award-winning Wayward Children series, the October Day series, the Encrypted series, and other works. She also writes darker fiction as Mira Grant. She lives in Seattle with her cats, a vast collection of creepy dolls, horror movies, and sufficient books to qualify her as a fire hazard. She won the 2010 John Campbell Award for Best New Writer, and in 2013 became the first person to appear 5 times on the same Hugo ballot. In 2022, she managed the same feat again. That is not the feat you think it is. That says something, but it says something very different than what you think it does. I could be, I don't know. The main thing I need to know about this book, it's out already, so it's got to go on the mailing shop for tonight. The main thing I need to know about it, that maybe some of you can help me with, is do I need to read any of the other encrypted novels to even understand what I'm reading here? I don't know. I have no idea. Right now, I am prejudging this book, but that will only last as long as the first page. Then I will let the book do the judging. I will let the book tell me what it's about. Right now, I'm prejudging it that it will be entirely about virtue signaling, institutional sexism, and also a huge amount of identity politics. And that it will be fairly boringly written because the author is under the assumption that those things, hating men, identity politics, the fashionable bigotry that is all the rage in publishing now, is all that this author needs to do. That this author only needs to show up and do that certainly to get nominated for the Hugo Award, but also to have a book. And that no editor will call that, because all the editors, every single person that this person has dealt with in her entire publishing career, has been not only a woman, but an ideological zealot. And so before I read the first page, that's what I'm thinking about this book. Now, you can tell me, since some of you have probably read the Encrypted series, am I wrong? And also, wrong or right, even if I'm right about all of that, this is still a book on its own. So I can bring all of that stuff to the doorway of the first page, but on the first page, it goes out the window. Because anything could change, right? And even an ideological zealot maybe could change. I know of no example of that, but it could happen. But even if all of that is true, I could still be left completely in the dark if this is a and then this happened type of sequel where I have to read the earlier books. I don't have any Shannon Maguire, so if I have to read the earlier books, I'm out of luck. But anyway, You let me know. You let me know what I need to know about the Encrypted series, uh, and also what I need to know about the American Civil War. This is all Abraham Lincoln's egotism. He was so well known for egotism. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's just a brief Sunday mail haul. I will see you in the next video. Thank you, BookTube.